Damn, fuck. Yeah, anyway. Hey, welcome to Damaged Goods. I'm your host, Lamb. You already know who it is. But how are you guys doing, man? How are you doing? So today, well, actually, I hope you guys are doing well before we jump in. Today, I have a brand new topic, and it's dating apps. Um, I brought up this topic because I actually met a young lady. Something I referenced not too long ago in a previous video. Today, I have an episode dedicated to purely that experience, and then I just want to talk about the current culture, right? These are my dating app woes. I met this young lady, and me and her were talking, and everything seemed to go well. And I was supposed to meet her like last week or some shit, and then she pretty much disappeared, right? Long story short, I'm reaching out to her to, just to make sure she's okay, because she just disappeared randomly. I had no fucking idea what happened. So, pretty much, she blocked me. I don't know why. Don't really care. Doesn't matter. The main reason I made this was because I don't really understand the purpose of why. Why sit here? Why spend your time? Why intentionally waste everyone's time when you have no intentions on delivering? Why talk such a good game to then not follow up? You know what I mean? And for me, at this point, I've really sat down and assessed the situation and really just thought about it from point A to point B into where I am. And I'm just like, there's no point for me to be mad or even upset because I didn't really lose anything. The only thing I had gained was the possibility of something. And even then, I didn't really expect much. It would have been nice for her to have followed through on it. But long story short, I'm just lost as to what is the purpose of this shit. What is, genuinely, what is the purpose to just waste people's time? Because honestly, to me, you're not hurting my feelings. You're not even wasting my time because for me, I was still being productive doing my, same more routine, making videos, making music, looking at how I could get better at doing all this stuff. I'm talking to this girl and I'm even sending her audio recordings of me making music and stuff like that. So I'm not really losing anything. People like this really don't value themselves because it makes no sense for you to go out to be talking to multiple people, because I know I'm not the only person you're doing this to, but for you to go out talking to people to then block them. What is the actual purpose of you doing all this? You don't really come across as you genuinely want to make a connection with someone. You intentionally plan that out. You intentionally plan to attempt to get this person's hopes up, block them, hurt their feelings or whatever the fuck, and then move on. And then do it to the next person. For me, it's like, I'm glad. I'm glad that that situation didn't go any further because it shows me that this is not a person who I'm looking for or that I need in my life. My story is one that's actually quite common. For me, this actually isn't even the first time this has happened. And I met two other girls sometime last year who I met in person who did the same thing. I just think it's laughable because it just shows bad character. And that kind of gives dating apps a bad rap, right? You have a lot of bad actors on these apps who come across with this facade of they're interested in trying to get to know you instead of just stating their intentions up front. I'm not interested in dating. I'm not interested in really doing anything. I don't mind. I just want someone to really talk to, which is perfectly fine because I know where my expectations are. And honestly, it's up to me to choose to continue talking to you or to not continue talking to you. The main reason I bring this up is because I've actually had quite a few good experiences on dating apps. Overall, I just find it quite interesting. Why waste everyone's time? Just why? And I'm certain that even in my situation, there's no real reason that anyone should really be going through this. You know what I mean? Everybody wants somebody. Everybody wants a genuine connection. We all know these apps are for people to really connect in the romantic sense. That doesn't mean that everyone uses it for that purpose. That's perfectly fine. But just state that. Just be forthcoming. And maybe that's the problem with people today. No one just wants to be honest. No one just wants to be forthcoming about what they truly want and what they desire. You know what I mean? And I'll be the first one to say it. I actually want somebody. You know what I mean? I want a wife. I want someone to invest my time into and spend my time with who could assist me on executing my vision. But we don't really live in that world today. Based on what I see, based on what I'm hearing, I'd be lucky if I were to find a woman who wants to assist me on that journey. What are some of the things that you guys are experiencing out there? You know, I know that there's some tragic stories. You know, I know that there's a lot of stories like mine, which are quite common. You know, and there are also people who do have good endings. You know what I mean? They either get a relationship or they get the pants. This has shown me that maybe I should pull away from dating apps because it's just too much of a time investment. It makes no sense for me to sit down and pour more of my time into working hard, go on a dating app, spend maybe 10 to 40 minutes looking through girls, seeing what I like, if I could get a specific woman's attention, and then going from there. And that's kind of made me think it makes more sense for me to just go back to the way it used to be. Just straight up walk up on a chick, don't know who she is, try to talk to her. She don't want to conversate, walk up to the next girl. Now, this isn't to say like I've given up on dating or dating apps themselves just because there's bad actors. There's bad actors everywhere. You know, really for me, it just comes back to the time investment, you know? Like, I don't have enough time, and I never will have enough time, and no one will ever have enough time to sit down and play these childish games. And I know it might sound like I'm being salty, but in all honesty, I really don't care. I'm just really thinking about, like, myself, and I'm really thinking about everyone else as well. Because it's like, who has a week to just give to somebody? You know what I mean? It's like, bitch, I could have spent that 5 hours doing something I cared about instead of wasting my time talking to you. Or just doing other things that I enjoyed instead of wasting my time talking to you. If you weren't going to follow through, and anyone would agree on some shit like that. It's just not worth the time investment for people playing these kind of games, you know, just having malicious intent, and just bad actors in general. I personally am not against dating apps. I'm just personally at this point not sure if I will continue to use them or really just continue to invest a decent amount of time into them anymore. Because it's like, I prefer my productivity, you know what I mean? I prefer to move up, make more money, expand my network, build my skills, build my character, become a better person all around, which is really what Damaged Goods is about. Not only learning to express your negative emotions and then work your way through your feelings, but learn to truly overcome all of the baggage in your life and really see where you need to refine yourself, you know what I mean? I look at myself as someone who's really rough around the edges, and I'm at the phase of my life where it's like I'm trying to, you know, soften it up soften it up a little bit, you know what I mean? Refine myself. These dating apps, they've shown me there's a sense of myself that I need to refine to better present, goes across the board. It's not just for the dating app, but it's in all aspects of my life. There's really no other way to state that, you know what I mean? You don't just present your best for someone romantically, but you do it for a job, you do it for yourself, and you place your best into whatever it is that you're trying to execute on. Me building Damaged Goods, you know, my music and building that form of my brand. And then everything else, you know, I need to put my best foot forward, and I can't do that with less time because of stuff like this. So I just want to know, you know, how do you guys feel about dating apps? What are some of your experiences? And what are you really doing, you know, to refine yourself and become better at presenting yourself? You know, I'm doing a better job at going to the gym, you know, just a little extra for you guys. I want to learn how to cook, like really like learn how to chef it up and make some nice looking meals. You know, I want to say thank you for tuning into Damaged Goods. Thank you for listening, you know, for tuning in, checking out the channel. If you guys have any comments, any questions, any ideas, topics, leave them in the comments for me below. But again, thank you for tuning into Damaged Goods. I am your host, Lamb. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Yeah. Bro, turn your ass off.